Welcome back to another video. It's Friday, and you know what that means? It's time for Top Fuel Teachers.
Cheers.
So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a bit more progress on our WRC replica choker. Stay tuned. So another little job we want to attend to on the WRC Focus is the seat mountings. Now, as you can see, we've got the proper seat subframes for it here, but then the seat is mounted on the proper rail this side, but this side we've got a little bit of extra metal. Now that puts the seat too far over to the centre of the car, and for the driver's position the steering wheel's right over there. So on the seats what we're going to do is we're going to get some more metal from our friends Jones and Wymark, and we're going to put a solid bar across here and bolt it in with those two bolts, and then we'll move the seat over probably only about an inch either way, drill the holes and then nut and bolt through them to the other metal bar. So this rail will sit just this side and this will still be just this side but closer. So that should give us a bit more of a central position for the seat and make things a bit more accessible and comfortable. So we'll see how we get on with that. So as you can see, we've got the front end dry built again. We did that because there were some extra brackets behind the bumper that we needed to get on to get them all lined up. As you can see, the bumper is a lot more stronger in its mounting. We've also put our tie down springs on our light pod. They just clip off like that if we want to open the bonnet, and then obviously just clip back like that. So the light pod is looking better in my eyes, and it's at the right angle how I want it. So it's coming along. We had a visit from Scotty talking about the wrap that we're going to do for it. Double Clutch Customs UK, they're going to wrap it for us. So we will be doing a video on that, but it'll be in a few months' time. We're talking about how to prep it for the wrap, so we know what we need to do now. We've just got to get it smooth. He's not too worried about the colours and that, because the wrap will cover it all. So we need to get them lines out, smooth all that out, and any high spots where there's lacquer or no lacquer, we'll just sand that back. So it's looking, it looks good already. I mean, I love it, the car. So yeah, that's where we are with the bodywork at the moment. We did dummy up our hydro handbrake in there as well. Can't remember if I already mentioned that. So it's where we want it to be. So we just need to get the seats sorted, like I've said, and the driving position sorted, and then the interior will start coming along. So that's where we're at with the bodywork at the moment. On the inside, we've sprayed the spare wheel well white. We're not going to have the battery box in the wheel well anymore. We're actually going to put an original ST170 wheel in there, paint it white, just so it looks like it's carrying a spare, like some of the rally cars do. Unfortunately, our sound deadening is really dulling the white down, so I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to chip all of the sound deadening off, which we have done before, chip all that off, clean all that up, and then paint it all white again, because the whole inside of this, we're going to paint white because it will look fresher and cleaner. Then we can mount our battery box probably over here, put our new battery cable through. We're going to run some brake lines on the inside because of the hydraulic handbrake, so we'll do that as well. So yeah, we've still got plenty to do on the inside, but it's all easy work. Like I say, clean it all up, give it all a nice paint so it's all white in here and fresh, and yeah, it should look good. We'll get the roll cage back in. Don't know if we'll get time to powder coat that white yet or not, but that is the plan, to have a nice white roll cage. So we are making progress. It is slow, but also it is a lot of progress. We found, like I say, we found a new battery cable for it, a proper one, better than better than this one here, which I'm not too keen on really. So we've got a new battery cable. We're going to put another switch in there. I now have worked out a way that we're going to rewire the battery cut-off switch, because if you pulled that when the engine was running, it would still run on the alternator, because the battery cut-off switch only cut off the battery. So I've worked out a way I'm going to rewire it, so when you pull it, as well as cutting the battery power off, it will actually cut the engine off. So that's all good. We're going to put an ignition switch on the little board as well. But yeah, lots to do, lots to keep a log of on the videos, and go from there. Okay, so we've got the fuel tank out of the WRC car. As you can see in there, the fuel doesn't look great. Obviously, we know it's about 4 years old, the fuel at least, so that's why we're going to drain it right out, clean it, and put new in it. So we took the fuel tank out, and we took the fuel pump out because we need to test it. So over here we have the fuel pump on the bench, and we also have our power booster pack and our power probe. So what we're going to try and do is, if I can do this, turn the power probe on. Now here we've got 4 wires on the sender unit. 2 of them are for the fuel gauge, which is the green ones, which is this, and the other 2, the red and black ones, go to the fuel pump here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this, and obviously we've got 6 spaces with 4 wires. So from the bottom one is the red one, so that's what we're going to connect our live up to, and 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the earth, so that's what we're going to connect our earth up to. So we do that, and as we can see, we have a green light on there, so that means there is continuity, there is a circuit there. Now these power probes are brilliant. You push the button up and the tip becomes live, push the button down and the tip becomes an earth. So you can basically just power something up using this probe. So we're going to put the probe on that one. We're going to put the probe on the bottom one, and we get a circuit, which is good. Give it some power, and nothing. The voltage drops from 12 to 7, which indicates indicates the motor seized, basically. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a new fuel pump and replace it, and that'll be one step further to us hopefully getting the WRC running. So we're going to get a new pump and then fit it, put it all back in the tank, clean the tank out, put all new fuel in it. At least that way we know. Next thing we'll do is we'll check for a spark as well once we got the battery and the power lead back in, and we'll go from there, and let's see if we can get a tune out of the ST soon. So this week our students have even managed to get both subframes, front subframes, off of our WRC Focus and our Donut Focus. We've done this because we need to change the steering racks, because the steering rack on this one was bent. But there is a little tweak on one of the drumsticks on the steering rack on the donor car as well. So we might just rob a straight drumstick off of this old rack, put that over. We'll sort something out with it, but this will have a good rack on it. And then next week we can get the subframe back up. Also, our new fuel pump has turned up for the WRC one. So we saw it early on, you saw us test it and it was dead. So we'll get that fitted into the sender unit, we'll get that back in the tank, get the tank all drained out obviously. We'll get the tank back up in this. It's a bit of a hard job, but our students, they've got the tank out of that one and this one, so they can manage it. So yeah, we'll get the pump fitted in the tank, we'll get the tank back up. Then we'll be able to get this back on its wheels, because we can see mud flap height, because as you know we put mud flaps on a little bit to test them as well. We see mud flap height and also suspension height, because we're still playing about with that. But in other news as well, I believe Chris has got something in the pipeline.
I do. Generally, when the students come here, they start with me on the more basic cars. However, we're trying to make it more exciting for them. So we're going to be ordering some parts. I'm not saying where from or how long they will take, but it will keep the students engaged. I think they're really going to enjoy it. Some more than others. Some have really expressed an interest in this car. So yeah, stand by for this quite exciting project I've got coming up.
That sounds mega, Chris. I'm quite excited, looking forward to it.
Oh, they really enjoy it, they really will.
Good. And also, this year, in the next few months, we have got another couple of project cars coming to the Academy. Now, we're moving our project cars about at the moment. We've got a couple stored different places, and we've got some more coming in. So we're constantly going to be revolving the project cars a little bit, because it gives the students, like Chris says, a bit more enthusiasm, a bit more different things to work on. But I have got 2 project cars coming in, hopefully soon, within the next 3 months. Obviously we'll be doing videos on them, and one of them is going to be mega, and the students know what it is already, and they cannot wait. It's going to need an awful lot of work, but we'll document all of this. It's going to need a lot of work to get it ready, and then a lot more work to get it ready for what we want to do with it, because we haven't done one of these projects yet. We're doing a rally project, and we've done a touring car project. So that'll give you a clue to what we haven't done, but that's going to be mega. And hopefully we'll have an older car coming in as well, not that old, but probably older than all of our students for definite. We'll have that coming in, and we'll be just cleaning that up, tidying that up, and it's 25 years old, so we'll maybe go to some classic shows with that as well. We're not going mad with that. It'll be a little bit like the Primera. We'll just be tidying it up and recommissioning it for daily use, although it won't be a daily. So that's 2 more cars that we've got coming in. There are some other cars as well in time that we'll be getting in, and we might even, they're not meant to be projects, but there are 2 of them, they're great bases for projects. So, you know,
it is what we do.
It is what we do.
We can't help ourselves.
No, it's an addiction. I'm sorry, but the way it affects our students is great. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more projects coming through our videos this year. So that's how much progress we've made on the car this time. Thanks for watching, and it's goodbye from Ollie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Frankie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Chris.
See ya.
And goodbye from me. We will see you next week.
Thank you.